You are now listening to The World Within. The World Within. With your hosts, Christian and Ethan.
Dives into a little bit of everything, actually.
Yeah, it
spooky,
does.
demons, ghosts, brain,
which
stuff.
is going to be like the first episode in our podcast that we're kind of in this area. So
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Paranorman. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
I also haven't.
Well, I probably shouldn't.
Probably not.
It looks horrible.
It probably was. You can't hate on Paranorman.
I saw there was like Paraweenie or something
Paraweenie?
like that with the dog. Yeah,
That's all Tim Burton, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Tim Burton.
He's pretty crazy.
I'm not a big fan of Tim Burton films.
I like the Batman, the original Batmans.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. But before we get into this topic, let's talk about, I want to thank the listeners again for listening in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
Shout out to the YouTube listeners.
Shout out to the YouTube listeners. We've had a lot of views and a lot of downloads. We actually just hit 100 downloads
100.
today. So that's pretty exciting. Thank you guys for everything.
I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
100
downloads.
So this is a Thursday release. We're gonna start doing Thursday releases and Sunday releases. So
Thursday and Sundays.
Buckle up, you guys. You're getting 2 episodes a week.
Now this is crazy.
We're gonna give a shout out to Travis Tabor. He's our first Patreon.
Wow. He sounds like a pretty cool guy.
He does sound like a cool guy. But you guys can also join Patreon at patreon.com/theworldwithin.
And that's a /, not a /.
Yeah.
Don't go to the / I think that's a porn site.
I heard it was the dark web where you could buy some crazy crap.
Oh, well, maybe do the /.
Don't do the /.
I don't endorse buying things off the dark web.
But if you want, you can, just as long as it's not children, because I hate you.
Listen, I'm not your parents. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, if you want to buy heroin or a
Maybe
hitman,
don't buy heroin.
Whatever, I don't say do it, but if you're gonna do it,
if you're gonna do it on the World Within Patreon.
Yeah,
not that we sell heroin, but
get the Patreon. Do the Patreon that you get the T-shirt, so then you can be wearing a T-shirt when you get arrested.
That
would be cool. That would be a big shout out to us.
That is a big shout out. That's free sponsor.
Yeah, so we'll shout you out on the page if you get arrested in our shirt. So
we will. That is official.
Also, we want to talk about Apple Podcast reviews. We've gotten a few so far, and we're so thankful for that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I'm loving the reviews. So if you guys just go on Apple Podcasts, give us a review. We'll appreciate everything.
I'm not going to tell you to do a 5-star, but do a 5-star.
Do a 5-star. If you go to our previous episodes, you'll find out that there's some treats involved with this 5-star rating. If you guys could just give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those social medias at The World Within.
Yeah, catch us on any of the socials.
We have a good time on there. We're very responsive and everything, so just give us a shout out, hit us up, whatever,
We'll get that MySpace page going.
We're still in discussions with a video podcast with our YouTube, so we're still working on that. Let us know what you guys think about it.
I mean, if you want to see my beautiful face, Christian is. I mean, I understand if you don't want to see him, but
it's a little scary.
You can watch the side view here.
Yeah, you'll be able to see Ethan's beautiful in quotes face there.
No quotes.
So let's get into this episode. Let me just forewarn you here. I'm probably gonna have nightmares tonight.
Me too, actually.
But let's just hope they're nightmares, not what.
Yeah, I'd rather have nightmares than this stuff.
I never saw a face or eyes, but just this dark kind of outline of a man.
戴着类似蓑笠那样黑色金丝帽，但是看不见脸。
A tall man with some type of a brimmed hat.
There was 3 of them for me, and the one in the middle was always the guy in the middle. He had a hat on. He was obviously the boss.
У них лидер мужчина в шляпе цилиндре. Они меня пугали, утаскивали душу на ночь.
All right, now just imagine you're laying in your bed. It was a long, hard day. You close your eyes, and then all of a sudden you feel someone or something is laying right on top of you. You open your eyes, but you can't move a muscle. You see a shadowy figure in the corner of your room. This is sleep paralysis.
Yeah, so, if I woke up, there's a shadowy figure sitting, and I mean, you can't move. You can't do anything. You just have to accept it. Might as well get a little something out of it, I'm
just excited that I have a friend in my room.
Yeah, I mean...
Those are hard to come by.
I'm all alone in my room. Maybe it's sometimes nice to have a little... I mean, he's watching... It's like a guardian angel, you think?
Yeah, you're just kind of the opposite of that, though, actually.
It's, sometimes they'll just want to kill you. You'll want to die. It's extremely terrifying and painful. But
it's looking out for you at the end of the day.
They say love is a battlefield.
That's true. It's a great song by Jordan Sparks, I think.
No. Pat Benatar.
Oh, well. Awkward. All right, so Ethan, go into the definition of sleep paralysis here.
Yeah, so sleep paralysis is it's a momentary alertness but loss of voluntary muscle movements that occurs when you are just about to fall asleep or when you're like just about to wake up from sleeping, and it can last anywhere from 20 seconds to like a few minutes, and it affects about 8% of the general population, which is a lot of people.
Yeah, I saw that it was very common. Over 3 million cases in the United States alone.
Right, that's a insane amount.
Have you ever dealt with any sort of sleep paralysis?
I haven't really dealt with sleep paralysis. I mean, I've experienced like shadowy figures and all that, but not the sleep paralysis.
Really? Yeah, I've never really experienced anything like sleep paralysis wise. I've had some nightmares that felt real, but nothing like I'm awake and aware of everything, but I can't move. That seems awful, and I'm glad I haven't experienced that.
I'm thankful that I've never really had like a bad or like a real sleep paralysis experience.
Right, that just seems awful. So some symptoms with sleep paralysis is inability to move, feeling a weight on your chest, difficulty breathing, kind of a choking sensation, hallucinations, sensed presence, and an overwhelming fear.
Yeah, so there's been reports of people hearing like footsteps getting closer, seeing like intruders or demons, ghosts, aliens, really anything paranormal or like...
that induces fear. Anything
right,
that's...
like commonly scary stuff, like horror stuff.
But that's the big thing is sleep paralysis isn't a nightmare. It's not a night terror. Your brain is actually awake during the sleep paralysis, but your body is in the sleep state, which is why you can't move.
Yeah, which is though arguably the worst part of it. That you just are paralyzed. You can't move.
Right. You're just kind of screwed. And what they say is during the REM sleep, which is your rapid eye movement, they say that that's where the dreams occur and everything, and your body becomes energized and signals to your spinal cord to stop moving, pretty much. Like, hey, stop moving. You could hurt yourself. You could hurt your partner that's in your bed. You could hurt your poor little dog. Don't move. Yeah,
because like imagine if when you're dreaming and you fall and then you jump.
Yeah, you do that.
Like, imagine that, but like
you trying to box this demon that's on top of you. You just you end up boxing your wife that's beside the bed.
Right, knock her out.
Not a great thing to do.
I think that's what happened with Ray Rice.
Yeah, he was totally asleep in that elevator.
Yeah.
But so they say it happens when your REM sleep is kind of on, but your body's sensations are off. So it's really not studied a lot, which is kind of unfortunate for all the people that suffer from this.
Right. So the thing about sleep is it's hard to study, like what's going on in someone's sleeping head.
Yeah, it makes sense, but scientists should be smart. So.
Yeah, this is all science.
Figure this shit out, scientists. We're tired of waiting on you guys.
Classic lab coat movement.
So let's dive in to sleep paralysis circa 10th century.
Yeah, so I mean, imagine living in the 10th century. You're eating your
life is already a nightmare.
Terrible. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna live till like 15 anyways. So.
Yeah, and that'd be a good thing. 15.
Yeah, right. So you're like 8 years old. you and your wife are sitting in your stone house, and a demon just is stabbing you in the neck like 500 times.
Yeah, but if we know anything about the history, is everyone was a great painter, so they painted some awesome art for their sleep paralysis dreams. And
well, there was also a lot of bad painters.
There was.
Yeah, like Adolf Hitler.
Well,
that wasn't the 10th century, but
he wasn't that bad. I'd hang an Adolf Hitler.
Better than me.
I take that back. I wouldn't hang an Adolf Hitler painting, but
would you hang an Adolf Hitler impersonator?
Yeah, if I could go back in time and
you hang an Adolf Hitler impersonator. I got you there.
Yeah, I would. No, I still would. Why are you impersonating Adolf Hitler?
That's a good. I mean,
and I just feel bad I'd feel so bad for him that he looks like Adolf Hitler that I'd kill him.
What about Taika Waititi and Jojo Rabbit? That
was a good movie.
Actually, I haven't seen it.
You should watch it. It's really good.
I probably will.
So back with sleep paralysis here. The crazy thing about it is it's existed way back in the 10th century to now. It's hit all ethnicities too.
Yeah, like all over the world, people have experienced. So what I find really interesting is that sleep paralysis. It's such a long, it's had such a long history, and every culture kind of has their own common demon experience with sleep paralysis.
Right, little versions. So in my research here, here's a couple examples. I have the old hag of Newfoundland.
The Canucks are experiencing this as well.
The little Canucks here. So it's the name given to this supernatural creature that looks like an old hag. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory right there.
That's pretty terrifying.
But so I guess this old hag will sit on the sleeper's chest or at the foot of the bed, which would be terrifying. I mean, just an old lady being like, hey, get your vegetables, eat your vegetables at
probably
the foot of the bed.
Probably missing a few teeth.
That's not probably. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, probably
missing all its teeth. Yeah. Eat your vegetables, kids.
Saggy titties.
Probably has a wooden spoon. That's all old hags have a wooden spoon.
Do you think one of the saggy titties would fall into your mouth and then you're just stuck? You can't move.
Man, that would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that, then that'd be a great sleep paralysis.
If you're into old ladies, this is for you.
This is for you.
All right, and then I have the Japanese. All right, so a lot of this research I did was in Japanese, and it was hard to read because I'm not a weeb. I've watched maybe Dragon Ball Z. That's as far as I've gone into Japanese culture. But
you haven't studied Japanese and you're not fluent?
I'm sorry. This is my. I'll get a body pillow. I'll get all the essentials here. But so it's the Kanashibari, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
everyone knows that one. It's translated to bound or fastened in metal. So that's that kind of explains the paralyzing part of sleep paralysis.
That's pretty heavy.
But so the term originated from the Buddhist word, which is Kanashabari ho. It is believed that it starts when you get possessed by. There's a bunch of different Japanese spirits that could cause it, but so it's believed that you can be cured. Actually, they believe that you can cure it by going to a Buddhist priest of some sorts here, and they'll just shout Buddhist words at you until you're cured.
Hey, demon, go away.
That's probably what it is.
We just cured you. That'll be $150. Thank you.
Maybe. Do they? I don't think they believe in money.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not
sure.
I'm not very fluent in Buddhism.
Yeah, me. I'm also not. But so victims. So the Japanese, they're very good with horror. They've got quite classics.
Yeah.
But they
The Grudge.
Exactly. So this. When a victim wakes up, they'll feel like a bunch of pressure on their chest, like someone's kneeling on it, and comes to find out when they look up, there's a young child kneeling on their chest, And all the drawings and such that I was looking at were pretty much look like The Grudge, just kneeling on your chest, looking at you in the face. And I don't know about you, but if I woke up from that, I'd have to change the sheets a few times, maybe get rid of the bed.
A few times, yeah. So, in my favorite country here, Turkey, they have great meat there, I heard.
They also have a place called Batman.
Which, good meat, town called Batman. Who would not want to live there? Well, they have sleep paralysis, but they call it karabazin. And it's a supernatural being that they call a chin. And
a chin?
Yeah, it's a chin.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Nothing wrong with that, right? Well, it goes into your room, holds your body down, just like, hey, stop moving.
Right.
And it starts to strangle you.
Well,
It's a little weird.
Sometimes you just want to get your strangulation going,
So in several stories from the people of Turkey, they said that this chin would wear this wide brim hat. And here's the catch with it. This dark figure with a hat. If you take its hat off, it becomes your slave. So come on, Chin. I challenge you. I want you to be my slave.
Do you think we should challenge it and then set up a Scooby-Doo type trap for it and then take its hat off?
Yeah, just like some rope, get it off.
You do the sleep paralysis, and then I'll sneak in, drop a cage on it, take his hat off, and then I'll be like, let's find out who's really under this mask. And then I'll try and grab it, but it's just a shadow, so it just goes right through,
Yeah, so then how do you take off the hat if it's just a shadow,
It's a good question. Well, at least it's stylish.
Yeah, at least he has a sense of fashion. I won't.
Do you think it's Cam Newton
for that one?
Do you think it's just Cam Newton is going into your room?
I don't think Cam Newton's that scary looking. So
if you woke up to Cam Newton in the middle of the night, you'd be pretty terrified.
I would want an autograph. I'd be like, "Hey, dude."
I'd be like, "Cam Newton, what are you doing in my house?"
Would you though?
I don't know. What does Cam? Have you ever seen Cam Newton's nightlife?
I haven't actually. He might sneak into.
He might be
people's
the chin.
house. He might be the chin.
So sleep paralysis, it can happen at there's like two different like versions of it, but it's really just based on like the time it happens. So there's the hypogegic, gegic.
Yeah, that's a household name.
Of course. It sounds kind of like some kind of LSD kind of drug or something, but it's not. It's just refers time of when it happens, and it's the time where you're just about to fall asleep or you're like already sleeping and you're going to start REM.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the best part of sleep, I'd say.
Yeah, it's like you're looking forward to going to bed.
Right, and then just...
Unless you have sleep paralysis, then you're not looking forward to going to bed.
Yeah, that's rough.
So then you also have the hypnopompic, which... cooler word. So that's the post-dormital. Look at me with the big words. That just means that it's like right when you're waking up, when you're in that transition from sleeping to awake. That is also a time that sleep paralysis occurs.
The worst part of sleeping.
Yeah, that's the part where you're like, fuck, I have to go to work. I have to do all this shit. And then, oh, whoa, there's a demon.
And now there's a demon ripping my guts out, and I'm screwed.
AKA my boss.
Right. It's actually just all
It's just your boss.
It's just your boss. So, let's get into a few stories of different types of demons here.
Ooh.
Spooky demons. So, from this one... I don't know if you guys use Reddit, but it's pretty popular here. But it's from my favorite, Curly Bacon.
Curly Bacon, all right. Reliable source here.
He's the most reliable source. He claimed that he would, when he was starting his sleep paralysis experience, he would wake up in his room, unable to move, and a tall, shrouded entity in black would be just standing in the corner room as demons do, of course.
Do they have a thing for the middle of the room? Like, are they against the middle?
Yes. The corners, well, corners are like scarier.
Are they?
I think if something was standing in a corner, I'd be more scared than if it was just standing. I don't know though.
I think the middle of the room would be
right on top of me. It's
I think you when you think of a corner, you think of kind of like shadowy, I guess.
Which is probably leans into the brain.
Yeah, just whatever. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, so he would be like, there'd just be this guy standing in the corner room with like a shroud, which is already, why are you wearing a shroud? It's 2020.
Yeah, come on, get with the fashion. Get a wide brim hat.
Get a face mask. I don't want to catch demon COVID from you. But so he couldn't make out his face, so maybe he was wearing a mask.
Maybe he was. Yeah, let's not give him a bad rep.
Let's not. Maybe we should give him a bad rep. He is a demon.
Yeah, but if you're a demon that wears a face mask, at least you care about the well-being.
Well, maybe he isn't wearing a face mask.
Then he would
maybe
be.
The real demons are the
dick.
people who don't wear face masks.
True, absolutely.
So he'd be wearing the cloak with a hood on, so you can't see the face. But if he's a shadowy person, doesn't have a face. But let's not get into that. So he couldn't tell if it was looking at him or not, because he couldn't move. He couldn't really tell what's happening. But he stated that he could feel it looking at him, which, I mean, you could feel when
you can feel that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's always a sense of dread.
Yeah.
And catch this, he believed it was evil.
No way. I don't believe that.
I mean, can we take the word of Curly Bacon?
Yeah, come on, Curly Bacon. If you just maybe talked to him and said, "Hey, I'm laying in bed. Do you want to join me? Yeah, are you cold? Do you want to get under the covers?"
Well, he has a shroud on. He's probably not cold.
That's true. In reality, he's probably a creep.
Yeah. If you stand in people's corners of their room while they sleep, you probably aren't having good intentions.
But anyways, so we got the red eye demon. This comes from the Reddit user Black Feathers. Way cooler name than Curly Bacon.
I don't hate on my boy Curly Bacon.
So he said that this happened when he was living at his dead grandpa's house, which is what you do. That's just something you do. Hey, my grandpa died. I inherited the house. Yeah, just whatever,
Do you think he kept the house?
After this, probably.
Or do you think it went on sale for really cheap?
No, I think it sold at retail value.
Do you think the realtor had to sell this story?
No. I think
it's not required by law.
Yeah, no. Black Feathers only hits Reddit to tell his story.
Only Reddit.
Yeah. But so one day he went to take a little cat nap. He was tired, mowed the lawn, did the things that Black Feathers does. Right, so he took a cat nap, played some nice music in the background. Like the nice soft music you play when you're about to take a nap. That's what he was doing. But here's the catch. Before he knew it, he couldn't move, and that music, that cute little nice music, it turned into crying voices.
I mean, some people might like that. Like if you're a fan of heavy Swedish black metal.
Yeah, maybe. And then all he realized that he was laying down facing the closet when the closet was closed, right? And when he looked into the closet, it started to open up, and then all of a sudden there was a shadowy figure with bright red eyes, and it whispered the word hell. Which I think he was just trying to say hello.
Yeah, maybe he had a speech impediment.
And now we're just making fun of him. He's obviously of the albino nature because he has red eyes. He was trying to meet friends, which is hard to do. He obviously has to hide in the closet because it's dark in the closet. And he always saying is hi. And then my boy Black Feathers just runs out of his dead grandpa's house. Like, what a dick.
I think Black Feathers this is all just a misunderstanding. Black Feathers, he put on an album. He thought it was just nice nap music. Turns out it was his dead grandpa was a huge death metal fan. Mm-hmm. And started playing the death metal. His dead grandpa actually wasn't dead. He was just hiding in the closet, faked his own death, and he was trying to say hello, but he accidentally hit his throat, so like he couldn't talk right. So he was like saying hello, but the O was quiet.
Yep.
So it was all misunderstanding. And then when Black Feathers, the scaredy cat, he runs out, his grandpa dies of a broken heart.
Yep. Now that actually makes the most sense.
I think it does.
I like that one.
Well, how about this one? I think you'll like this one more. So, the Gremlin. This is from the one and only Curly Bacon.
Oh, he's making a sequel.
He has all. I mean, I feel bad for this guy. I mean,
yeah, this is actually happening.
One sleep paralysis demon. This guy has all of them. He has the whole. He has
the whole collection.
He has the rogues gallery of sleep paralysis demons under his belt. But so he stated that he would see these gremlins. I mean, have you seen the movie Gremlins? They're pretty scary.
No, they're cute.
But if you just follow the rules, they're cute.
Yeah, just follow the rules.
I think that's Curly Bacon's biggest flaw here. You probably fed him after midnight.
Yeah, guarantee you did.
Classic Curly Bacon. But so he would see him in the corner of his room. Curly Bacon suggests just living in a roundhouse. Maybe get a round room.
Room. Yeah,
get rid of your corners. You don't need corners. But he would claim that he would see them in the corner, and sometimes he would see them just crawling on the ceiling, which is terrifying. If I saw something crawling on my ceiling, I'd freak out.
Well, I mean, they're just athletic. Like, I'm not gonna
showing off their abilities.
Yeah, just like, hey, look what I can do and you can't.
Yeah, fuck you, Curly Bacon.
Yeah,
pretty much. But so you would see him crawling on the ceiling, hanging out in the corner of his rooms. I mean, that seems to be the best spot for his demons.
Mm-hmm. It's probably warm there. It's probably nice and cozy.
Yeah, probably for the demons. And so on the worst occasion, so he's had multiple occasions of these gremlins, and he would wake up, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. He was just chilling in bed. And the gremlin crawled on the ceiling, crawled over to him, and stuck its snake-like tongue into his ear.
That's the worst kind of wet willy you would want, honestly.
Well, maybe it was. I mean, did you think it like got in and like licked his brain?
Maybe he's just cleaning his ear. He forgot a Q-tip that day.
Maybe they eat earwax.
Yeah. So they help out.
We have parasites in our ears.
So the big thing with Curly Bacon here is he obviously has multiple demons going after him. Do you think that there's like an HR demon person that's like, all right, gremlins, you have Tuesdays and Thursdays. Shadowy figures, you have Wednesdays and Saturdays. Like, do you think this goes down?
I think the portal to hell in the corner of his room, there's only like it's like a ticket. You know, you get a ticket, you wait in line, and then say the shadow figure, he gets in, and then he has to go to the back of the line. The gremlins go up next, and then they get in the back of the line, and
take a number. Yeah,
right.
That makes sense.
It's the whole situation.
So next we got black figures. So this person not credited. They wanted to stay anonymous here. They said that these black creatures could shapeshift and would turn into people that he knew in a way to kind of trick him to do things like, hey buddy, do you have milk that I can borrow in the fridge?
Well, I don't know if they asked for the milk. They probably asked to come into his room to murder him brutally, which probably should just close the door. Just don't let him in. Don't let anyone in while you're sleeping.
Don't let him in. Yeah.
I'm sleeping. Put the sock on the door.
Yeah.
No one wants to come in then.
No one wants to go in then. But he said one night his brother was at the door and was like, hey, can you help me out? But here's the catch. He knew it wasn't his brother because his brother didn't live with him. Got him.
What if it was his brother? Came to surprise him. He's like, no, go away. And he's like, well, fine. Fuck you. I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. Why would you just turn? Yeah, exactly.
I think this is all just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah. Sleep paralysis. There's just this is why scientists aren't studying it a lot, because all it is just a bunch of coincidences.
Right. Just people making these stories about misunderstood things.
Yep, gremlins. Why do you think they only come out at night? Because they're embarrassed because they made an embarrassing movie about them.
Right.
All they do is clean your earwax, which is kind of frowned upon, I would say, because it's kind of violating your insides.
Yeah. I mean, they should probably ask. Gremlins, just ask first.
But if they're not fluent in your language, then how do they ask, It's a predicament that they're in.
That's true. I feel bad for the gremlins.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Maybe not for the shadow man. The shadow guys, maybe take a day off.
Those guys are the
reevaluate
ones
your plan.
Yeah.
So, that's all. That's all. Just your brother talking to you through the door. That's all great and all. But the cuddler. So this is from Bump Start Broomstick. That's a hard word. That's a hard string.
It's hard to say broomstick.
Things. It's hard to say broomstick. All right, so he claimed that when he experienced sleep paralysis, he would be visited by a figure that he couldn't see. This one he can't see, which is a blessing, maybe.
Yeah, I
at least he doesn't get the visual horror.
Yeah, but I feel like if you were just hearing something and you didn't know where it was coming from, that in itself might be a little scarier.
Right, just hearing voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be worse. But he would be visited by the figure he couldn't see, and it would start at the bottom of his bed, crawl up, and then it would get nice and cozy up next to him. That doesn't sound too bad.
That doesn't sound awful at all.
Surprise cuddles at night.
Yeah.
But this isn't the greatest cuddles. It's not just, a big bear hug. It's bony arms, he claimed. It would be bony arms put in around him, which he couldn't see. And it would get so close to him, it would be breathing on his neck, which, not great.
Yeah, uncomfortable cuddler. Yep.
Back up a little bit,
Yeah, give me some social distance.
Can I get some
space.
elbow room? This one doesn't wear a mask.
Wow. Just absolutely
Come on, cuddler. But breathing on the neck, it's not too terrible. But it would be getting so close that on his worst experience, he would hear it say to him, "Not yet. You're not ready for it yet."
Do you think he's referring to sex?
Anal?
Question
mark?
Yeah. You're not ready. Take a bigger crap.
Right.
Get ready for me, buddy.
Right. Maybe he, wasn't, he was, nice and puckered, so it wasn't.
Yeah, because when you're scared, this happens to everyone. The butthole puckers up.
Right. And he's probably was sleeping on his back or so. So, it would be kind of hard. He'd be like, "Come on, next time sleep on your side so I can."
Right. So let's get a little lighthearted here. How about the Justin Bieber sleep paralysis demon?
If I saw Justin Bieber in my room, that'd be actually pretty cool. Probably like a live concert.
Oh shit! What up, dude? So, D Jasma, she was a big JB fan. She had
Who isn't?
When she was 12, she had this huge JB poster in her room. She would, a little creepy here, but she would have it where her bed was facing Justin Bieber, so Justin Bieber was the last thing she saw at night and the first thing she saw in the morning.
We all have that.
Yeah. And that all changed one night because she experienced some sleep paralysis. When she woke up, she saw, instead of Justin Bieber, she saw a decomposing man. The decomposing man would just be staring at her. And so when she got out of that and everything, she ripped off the poster and never had that JB poster again.
Well, if the sleep paralysis stopped, maybe that burned that poster. Maybe it's not a good poster to have.
Yeah, I would do the exact same.
Might be a haunted poster.
Maybe it was just her brain saying the JB phase needs to be over with.
Over. It's done.
It's over.
Do you think she still listens to JB?
Probably.
He's had a new wave.
Yeah.
He's a changed man.
Yeah, I like his music, actually. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Just radio, all right. Radio music, it's whatever.
So, that's all fine and dandy. But You've ever heard of Chomp Chomp?
No, I haven't actually.
Now this one is crazy. This is by my boy Lebowski Achiever 12. 1 through 11 were taken.
Yep.
But that's okay. He got 12. So he stated that he wouldn't get it, he wouldn't get sleep paralysis that much. It would happen every once in a while, but he didn't get it commonly. Mm-hmm. But one time he had it and he saw a black figure open his door, walk into his room, and stand over top of him, and it would bend down and get 6 inches from his face. So just, right there, half of a subway foot long. Right
okay, thank you. Now I know what 6 inches is. Yep.
So, not great already. That's already pretty terrifying.
Right.
But it gets worse. And it would be in right next to his face, and it would just slowly move its face down, get to his rib cage, and it would just start biting chunks of his rib cage.
Oh my God.
Not pleasant, obviously.
That's
he extremed it as extremely painful. That he would try his hardest to scream, and
so he could feel this whole thing.
Yeah, he could feel it, but he couldn't move at all. He was he couldn't even scream. But once he finally woke up, he would let out a blood curdling scream. Just the loudest scream, and this guy just burst into a puff of smoke.
Wow.
Maybe he was just he got the munchies.
His neighbors hated him.
Probably.
I guarantee that.
Yeah. But I mean, if they understood.
Right.
I mean.
So we got the Take You Away demon. Reddit user Jelly Bean Skittle.
Jelly Bean Skittle.
These are some great Reddit names. But Jelly Bean Skittle here, she said that she suffered not a brain injury. It wasn't a brain injury. She suffered a head injury.
That's not good.
And she said that this just kind of made the sleep paralysis worsen. She had it, but it wasn't as bad. But she said one night she fell asleep, and then all of a sudden she could feel a demon dragging her body off of the bed and trying to drag her into the mirror. Which is just creepy. That because there's a theory out there that your mirror is actually an alternative universe.
Mirrors are crazy.
So that could be kind of that whole theory.
I mean, glass is crazy.
Glasses, yeah.
There's nothing like it.
And in my room and in your room, our closets are just mirrors. So
that is true.
Now I'm scared to sleep tonight. I'm super glad for that.
Mirrors, and they can't come through.
Yeah, just
unless they move it.
But if you shatter your mirrors, then you have 7 years of bad luck. So we're screwed.
And then they build the mirror again, and
yeah, now we're screwed.
Maybe just talk to the demon. Say, I don't want to go into the mirror dimension. I'll just stay here. You can go back if you want. You can stay here if you want. Just don't drag me there.
Here's the catch, though. What if the mirror dimension's cool?
That is, I mean, they're trying to bring you there. Maybe they're trying to save you.
Yeah. They know that this dimension's going underwater soon, or we're going to die somehow. And shit. See, these things are just, all these demons are just misunderstood.
I don't know if, Chomp Chomp seems like kind of a bad guy.
Yeah,
But maybe he just got the munchies. I mean, he did blow up into a puff of smoke.
It's true.
So, you never know.
He became the weedy smoked.
Maybe he overdosed on the marijuana. Had too many lethal injections of marijuana into his bloodstream.
That happens.
It's a tragedy that's not spoken about enough. So, how about this one here? These are all pretty crazy stories, but it's one demon at a time. How about 4, 5, or 6 demons at a time?
That's a big no thanks.
That's rough. That's not a great one. So this story goes that a woman was, she was sleeping, it was nighttime, and she would wake up in sleep paralysis, not great, and she would see 6 demons, having a little party, having a little demon fiesta in her room, which, I mean, kind of rude to start a party when someone's sleeping.
Right. Why can't you do that during the day when she's working or something?
Whatever.
Whatever.
But it's maybe they want to, they want to party all night,
Yeah.
But it's, they would, at some points, they would get super close to her, which, come on, demons, learn personal bubbles,
right?
But they would get super close to her and whisper nursery rhymes into her ear.
Ooh, no, thank you.
And if a demon starts whispering nursery rhymes into your ear, it's over. Just accept your fate. You're done. You're done. So
maybe they knew that she was awake. They felt bad because they were partying, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna just sing nursery rhymes.
Yeah,
like she's
maybe
a
we
little
were too
baby
loud.
and make her go back to
Go
sleep."
back to bed.
See, another freaking misunderstood people.
You would think they were misunderstood, but this woman also claims that one night she was sleeping. She woke up into her sleep paralysis.
Please don't say a gangbang.
It was not a gangbang. Gangbang would have been better, possibly. She woke up and all the demons were standing there with knives. Not great. First of all, demons, do you really need knives?
Why do demons never have like an AK-47?
Well, you think that demons are like before guns?
No, that makes sense now. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's
no new demons.
I don't think. Can you make a new demon?
So a demon mommy and a demon daddy
Doesn't that make the Antichrist? I don't know. There's no AK-47 wielding demons, luckily.
All right.
Well, maybe there are. If you want to get into the Middle East here, but
that's an episode for another day.
That's an episode for another day. But so she wakes up. There's 6 demons holding knives. Not a good thing to wake up to. But they all start stabbing her intestines. Which she, was in extreme pain because she believed that she was being stabbed multiple times, which I can't imagine feels good at all.
No.
In any way at all. But she then finally wakes up and starts screaming, and she still feels like an intense, unimaginable pain in her abdomen. And so she's freaking out because she thinks she was just stabbed multiple times. So she rushes to the ER, and it turns out that her appendix ruptured.
Wow, the demons were trying to tell her something.
Maybe the demons can only tell you something in wicked ways.
Yeah.
So
they're bad in their own way. Wow.
Maybe they were doing so much bad that they did good.
Yeah. So the last one of the day here, we got the Masked Man.
Ooh.
Reddit user Hoobshanker. I freaking love these names. No one has a normal name on Reddit.
This is serious stuff, and then by Hoobshanker.
So one night he said a masked figure with long demonic nails carrying a large sack walked into his room.
Like a Santa?
Yeah, like a demented ass Santa.
That's fine.
But here's the catch. Instead of, trains and baseball bats, he pulled out his loved ones, and one by one he slit their throats with his little fingernails and handed it to him pretty much. And he was right on the edge of the bed, and then he would stroke the dude's hair and his face, give him a nice little massage with his loved one's blood.
This guy kind of seems like the worst of the bunch. He kind of seems like he
one by one grabbed the loved ones and slit their throats. That is not a visual I want to see.
Yeah, if that happened, that's something that's going to be with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's hitting you personally.
Right. I think we need to cancel the Masked Man. Can everyone get on Twitter and just #cancel the Masked Man?
#cancel Masked Man.
Not the Masked Singer. That's a pretty good show.
That is a good show.
I like that show.
Let's not cancel that.
Yeah, let's keep that going. I like the host, all the judges.
So instead of doing #cancel the Masked Man, because we don't want to cancel the Masked Singer, just put #the World Within podcast and then have them listen to this episode, and then they'll know. They'll know to cancel him. Yeah,
they'll cancel the right one.
Well, that pretty much wraps up sleep paralysis.
What a way to end.
We used a lot of humor in this episode because deeply we're terrified to go to bed tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to ease the
horrors.
Ease the horrors, you know.
But thank you guys for listening. I deeply appreciate this.
We do appreciate it quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So like we said earlier, just those reviews on Apple Podcasts absolutely mean the world to us.
They're so meaningful to us.
Comments on YouTube, liking on YouTube, just it's all of our outlets, Spotify, everything. Just keep listening, and we'll just keep producing more and more content for you guys on Thursdays and Sundays now. Yeah,
we love doing these episodes, and we have a whole sack, not of your loved ones, but of great topics.
Great topics are ahead. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for listening to The World Within.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do.
Join our Patreon, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and catch us next week. Thank you.